scary camping horror caught on camera. The wind whispered secrets through the ancient pines, each rustle a cryptic message in the symphony of the untamed wilderness. Me and 4 of my friends on a weekend pilgrimage to escape the monotony of city life, ventured deeper into the verdant heart of Blackwood Forest. Laughter echoed through the dense canopy, bouncing off weathered trunks that had witnessed centuries roll by. Sarah, the self-proclaimed adrenaline junkie of the group, led the way, her infectious enthusiasm masking the growing unease prickling at the back of my neck. John, ever the pragmatist, dismissed my anxieties, attributing them to the overactive imagination that often landed me in trouble with horror movies. Emily, the quiet observer, documented our journey with her camera, capturing the raw beauty of the untouched landscape. And then there was Michael, the ever-optimistic jokester, who kept the mood light with witty quips, his booming laughter a beacon of cheer in the deepening shadows. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues of orange and red, we stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an ethereal, golden light. Relief washed over me as we set up camp, the crackling fire casting warm light and dancing shadows on our faces. However, with the descent of darkness, an oppressive silence blanketed the clearing, broken only by the occasional hoot of an owl and the unnerving snap of a twig under unseen pressure. The playful banter that had warmed the day gave way to an unsettling quietude, each whisper carrying a chilling weight. Driven by an inexplicable urge, Emily trained her camera lens towards the star-strewn sky, aiming to capture the celestial ballet unfolding above. A collective gasp tore through the gathering silence as the image on the screen flickered. There on the edge of the clearing, stood a wispy, almost translucent figure, its form merging with the darkness. Fear coiled around my heart, but we brushed it aside, attributing it to a trick of light, a figment of our tired imaginations. Sleep, however, refused to be our companion that night. Every rustle of leaves, every groan of a swaying branch sent shivers down my spine. Around 2 a.m., the tranquility of the night was shattered by a blood-curdling scream. It was Sarah, her voice raspy with terror, pointing towards the tree line. There was a man, she stammered, tall and gaunt with eyes that glowed like embers. Panic, a suffocating wave, flooded our senses. We grabbed our flashlights, their beams piercing the darkness but revealing nothing but the mocking shadows of the ancient trees. Dawn painted the sky with the soft hues of a new beginning, offering a fragile sense of solace. The memory of the night, however, lingered like a persistent nightmare. Deciding to cut our trip short, we packed up our belongings, a heavy silence hanging in the air. Back in the familiar comfort of civilization, we huddled around Emily's laptop, the image on the screen sending fresh chills down our spines. The wispy figure from the clearing was still there, but clearer now, its form resembling a skeletal man shrouded in an inky cloak. Its eyes, 2 malevolent red orbs, seemed to pierce through the screen, directly into our souls. Weeks turned into months, the memory of the encounter fading into an unsettling dream, the details blurring with the passage of time. Then one evening, a notification popped up on Emily's phone. It was another video from her camera, date stamped for the night of our camping trip. A surge of dread washed over us as we gathered around her laptop, the familiar fear gripping our hearts like a vice. The video started with static, slowly clearing to reveal the familiar scene of our campsite. The fire crackled merrily, casting flickering shadows that danced on our faces as we shared stories and laughter. But then something shifted in the background. A tall skeletal figure, its body impossibly thin and contorted, emerged from the darkness. Its movements were jerky, unnatural, like a puppet controlled by unseen strings. It moved closer to the camera, its glowing red eyes fixated on us, a chilling smile stretching across its inhuman face. The video ended abruptly, leaving us staring at the screen, the blood drained from our faces. The chilling truth, like a monstrous revelation, slammed into us. We weren't alone that night. We were being observed, studied by something ancient, something malevolent that lurked in the shadows of the forest. The clearing, once a place of potential adventure, was now a tainted memory, a stark reminder of the horrors that exist just beyond the veil of the mundane. The experience forever altered us. The carefree laughter, the adventurous spirit, were replaced by a constant, gnawing awareness. The woods, once a source of wonder, now held a different meaning, a place of breathtaking beauty marred by an underlying sense of dread. It was a constant reminder of our vulnerability, the fragile line between the world we knew and something dark and terrifying that lay just beyond. We never returned to Blackwood Forest, the memory of that night serving as a chilling cautionary tale. We learned a harsh lesson: the wilderness held secrets, some beautiful, some simply too dreadful to comprehend. And sometimes, the things that go bump in the night are all too real. Years passed, the memory of that night fading into an uneasy dream, the details blurring with the passage of time. But for Sarah, the experience refused to be buried. A gnawing curiosity, morbid and thrilling, festered within her. The forest, once a source of terror, now held a strange allure. She yearned to revisit the clearing, to confront the source of her fear, to prove to herself and perhaps the others that it was just a trick of the mind, a figment of their collective imagination. One crisp autumn evening, Sarah gathered our group, her voice laced with a nervous excitement. "Let's go back," she proposed, "together this time. We can face it head on, prove to ourselves it wasn't real." The suggestion hung heavy in the air. John shook his head firmly. "No, Sarah. It's not worth the risk." Emily, her gaze downcast, murmured, "I can't. The memories are too vivid." Michael, his voice uncharacteristically quiet, simply placed a hand on Emily's shoulder, his unspoken support echoing in the silence. A wave of disappointment washed over Sarah, but it was quickly replaced by a steely resolve. "I'm going," she declared, her voice unwavering. "Alone if I have to." We pleaded with her, the weight of her decision settling like a leaden weight on our hearts. But Sarah wouldn't be deterred. She packed her backpack, a resolute glint in her eyes, and stepped out into the twilight, leaving behind a trail of unspoken fears and the gnawing guilt of not being able to stop her. Days turned into weeks, and there was no word from Sarah. The silence grew deafening, each passing hour amplifying our anxieties. Finally, unable to bear the unknown any longer, we organized a search party, venturing back into the very heart of Blackwood Forest that we swore to avoid. We searched for days, calling her name, hoping against hope for a response, but the forest remained eerily silent. It was then, near the clearing, that we stumbled upon Sarah's camera, lying abandoned on the forest floor. The recovered footage was a chilling testament to her final moments. It ended abruptly, capturing only a glimpse of the clearing and the skeletal figure emerging from the shadows. Sarah's terrified face, a stark portrait of her final moments, was forever etched on the screen. The silence, the emptiness, it was a constant reminder of what we had lost, a gaping hole in our circle of friends. The weight of guilt settled heavily upon me. Perhaps, if I had fought harder, if I had accompanied her on that ill-fated journey, things might have been different. Maybe together, we could have faced whatever lurked in the shadows. But the truth, as stark as the image on the screen, was that I failed her. The forest claimed her, and in a way, it also took a part of me, leaving behind a void filled with regret and a constant reminder of the importance of standing by our friends, especially in the face of their vulnerabilities. Blackwood Forest remained a silent sentinel, its secrets forever shrouded in darkness. But one thing was certain: the memory of Sarah, the strength of our bond, and the haunting lesson learned would forever bind us together, a testament to the enduring power of friendship and the lasting consequences of choices made and not made.